Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn connectors and inversions. So now let's start with the video. So first of all, we are learning about connectors and inversions. So our first learning objectives are understand what connectors are, learn different types of connectors, understand the meaning of inversion, learn how inversion changes sentence structure, practice using connectors and inversion correctly. So now let's move on. So first question is, what are inversion? So the definition is, connectors are words or phrases that join ideas, sentences or paragraphs. They help make writing and speaking smooth and clear. They show the relationship between different ideas. So, the definition says that connectors are words and phrases that join ideas or sentences or paragraphs. So, when you are speaking or writing, you use some words. These are called connectors. So they help make writing and speaking clear and smooth. They show the relationship between different ideas. The example are and, but, because, so, therefore. So these are the examples. There are 5 of them: and, but, because, so and therefore. These words connect sentences through each other. So let's see the sentences. I studied hard, so I passed the exam. So in this sentence, so is used to connect two sentences. And the second is, she was tired, but she completed her work. There is an example of connectors but. So they join two sentences together. Now let's move on to types of connectors. Addition connectors, which are used to add information and also moreover besides. Example, Rahul likes football and cricket. So the addition connectors are and, also, moreover and besides. And in the example, Rahul likes football and cricket. And is used for addition connectors, which connectors are used to add different ideas into one sentence. Now second is contrast connectors, used to show opposite ideas: but, however, although, yet. Examples, it was too cold but we went outside. So contrast connectors, used to show opposite ideas: but, however, although, yet are the examples of contrast connectors. These are the words which are used in contrast connectors to connect some contrast. Example is, it was cold but we went outside. But is used for the connecting the sentences. Now let's move on to cause and effect connectors. Cause connectors show the reason: because, since, as. Examples, he stayed home because he was sick. So cause connectors show the reason: because, since, as. These are the words used in cause connectors. They show the reason why something is not happening or not done. So in the example, he stayed home because he was sick. Because is used to state the cause why he stayed home. Now let's talk about effect connectors. They show the result. Therefore, so, thus. Example: it was raining, so we stayed indoors. In this one, it was shown that it was raining, so we stayed home. So is used for stating the result. The words used in effect connectors are therefore, so, and thus. So was used in the sentence. That's why this sentence is known as effect connectors. Now let's move on to time connectors. Time connectors show when something happens. The words are before, after, when, while, until. Examples: first example is wash your hands before eating. Second is I called her after reaching home. And the third is she was reading while her brother was playing. So, the time connectors show when something happens. So, if you are going to state that when something happens, you should use these words: before, after, when, while, and until. These words are also used in the examples. In this first example, before eating is containing before, which is used in time connectors. Second one had after. After was in the time connectors, so that's why the example was in time connectors. The third one, she was reading while her brother was playing. In this sentence, while, which is a time connecting word, so it was also in time connecting words. Now let's move on to quick practice. So in this one we are going to have a practice session. Choose the correct connectors. I was hungry, blank, I ate a sandwich. Options are but, so, and although. I will give you a time to pause the video and think about the answer. If you think that answer was but, you are not although correct. If you thought the answer was although, you are not correct. But if you said that the answer is so, then you are correct because the answer is so. Second question. She worked hard. Blank. She wanted good marks. The options are because, but, however. Same as the last one, I will give you some time to pause the video and think about the answer. Now I hope you know the answer because the answer of this word sentence is because. So let's resume with our session. What is inversion? Definition is: inversion means changing the usual order of words in a sentence. Normally, the subject comes before the verb. Third one, in inversion, the auxiliary verb comes before the subject. Normal order: she has never visited Delhi. And in inverted order, never has she visited Delhi. So the definition of inversion is given, and there is a normal order and an inverted order. So in the normal order, it is said that she has never visited Delhi. That means she has never gone or went to Delhi, and in inverted order, never has she visited Delhi. It is just the same sentence but with different pattern. Now let's move on to inversion with negative expression. Common expression: never, rarely, seldom, hardly, scarcely. Examples: never have I seen such a beautiful place. Second is, rarely does he miss a class. Seldom do we get such opportunities. The common expressions are shown in the example. In the first word is the common expression. In the first one it's never, second is rarely, and the third is seldom. The rule is, when a sentence begins with a negative expression, inversion is usually used. So, in this inversion, negative expressions are usually used when the word is negative. So, I hope you understand. Now, let's move on to inversion with only. Examples: only did I mention the lesson, only after the meeting did they leave, only when the bell rang did the students enter. So in these examples, the use of inversion is used only with only. Now the rules are, when a sentence starts with only, then only, after, only when, the auxiliary verb comes before the subject. Now the rules are stated that sentences starting with only then, only after, and only when, the auxiliary verb always comes before the subject. Now let's move on to inversion with no sooner and hardly. So, no sooner than. No sooner had I entered the room than the phone rang. No sooner had the train arrived than it started raining. So, these are some words for no sooner than. So, these words are stated for no sooner, which is used with inversion. Now let's move on to hardly. When. Hardly had she sat down when the teacher arrived. Second, hardly had they leave when the storm began. So in this sentence, the word of hardly is used with inversions. The purpose of them is, these expressions show that one action happened immediately after another. So, no sooner and hardly are used when we have to show the words which happen rightly after when something was done. Now, let's take a recap. Key points: connectors join words, sentences, and ideas. Types of connector: addition, contrast, cause and effect, time. So, the connectors join words, sentences, and ideas of someone or something. Types of connectors are addition, contrast, cause and effect, and time. So, you should know that the connectors join words and sentences and ideas, and they have 4 types of connectors. Now, inversions change the normal word order. The second point, inversion is commonly used with never, rarely, seldom, hardly, no sooner, and only. Remember, using connectors make communication clear and organized, while inversion adds emphasis and makes the sentence more formal and effective. Now, you should practice your inversions and connectors to make yourself sound formal, effective, and make your communications clear and organized. So, thank you everyone for listening me. Now, if you like this video, you may subscribe and smash the subscribe button. Now, wait for another video. Share this with your friends. Until then, bye bye.